Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Notes from my Pad. My name is Nomkosi. I'm excited to be back. I just had to wait because I don't want to be overwhelmed by the excitement of the new channel. Every day I think about posting, but I'm like, no, girl, take it easy. Yeah. Okay, so what I really want to talk about today is success. The concept of success is a very big concept, and the more I was thinking about it, the more I realized that it's not going to make sense to try and speak about success in 10 minutes. So I thought the best way to do it is to take a step back and almost like level the ground, prepare the ground for that day which will come where I'm going to talk about success. So for now, I rather want to talk about stock taking of your time. How do you use your time in each 24 hours? So I think if we can just talk about that in these 10 minutes, then later we would have prepared enough ground for us to be able to comfortably discuss and converse on the concept of success. Okay, so there are people who are successful and there are people who are unsuccessful. How do we know who's successful? How do we tell the difference? For me, I think where it starts on how do these two different people spend their time each day. Which is why I want us to challenge ourselves individually to look at how we spend our time each day. So obviously, for some of us consider ourselves successful, but some of us consider ourselves not so successful. It doesn't matter where you think you are at, but I think this exercise of taking stock of the time might just help those who think they're successful and those who think they're not successful. Yeah, so taking stock of the time, how do you use your time in each day? And obviously, there would not be one answer to that. We would need to sit down with a pen and a paper, taking notes for our pad. So we'd need to sit down and almost like document from the minute that we wake up. I mean, we don't need to do this practically. We also don't need to do this when we wake up. We can do it at any time of the day where we can be able to do it successfully. To reflect on what did I do since I woke up, so that if maybe I woke up and I checked my social media, then I just check how long did I stay on my social media, and if there is my routine or if it's my norm, how long do I spend on social media each day or each morning? Because most of us don't only go to social media at one particular time of the day. We go to social media normally many times in a day, and we do it haphazardly. But eventually, luckily, even our phones now are able to track the time that you spend on social media or the time that you spend on the different apps on our phone. You find your phone summarizing for you how much you spent on YouTube, how much you spent on Microsoft Word, how much you spent on Facebook, and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I think they're helping us on our journeys to success in the sense that then we can revisit those routine, we can revisit those hours, the number of minutes that you spend. We can increase them, we can decrease them, depending whether we have a better plan in which we can spend our time. Okay, so let me just make an example with myself. Today was not the greatest day because I had a 9 o'clock meeting, which was not a problem because I'm a morning person and I love morning meetings. And even 9 o'clock is not the earliest that I have meetings. But the challenge is this was a 9 to 4 kind of meeting, long meeting. We're going through some hectic stuff with the team. And then this meeting, I had to do preps, like serious preps. I needed at least a good couple of hours minimum, like one day, to prepare for the meeting. And yeah, this is not positive, but I didn't prepare on time. I didn't quite drop the ball, but I almost dropped the ball. I didn't prepare on time. And the main reason is because it's still partly holidays. The kids are not back at school yet. So we still have friends and family coming over. So this weekend was quite hectic for me, which was the time that I had allocated to actually prepare for my meetings. But then I had people over, and I did not. I could have, but I did not take time off from the family and friends that came over. I decided to hang out with them until they left yesterday late. When they left, then I kind of started panicking about the meeting. I quickly prepared myself to sleep. I tried to sleep early so that I would wake up later in the night and start working. I did that. I couldn't fall asleep because I knew that I had a meeting at 9 and I wasn't ready. Then, not even in the middle of the night, just even before the middle of the night, I woke up, I took my laptop, then I started working. I worked through the night. It was not good. Guys, please don't copy this one. And this is not normally how I function. But anyway, it happened, and it is a reality. You know when they say, and then life happened. Because I didn't expect that I was going to have people over. But I had a nice time with my family. But the point is, then I ended up not sleeping for enough hours, which was okay because I was doing what I had to do. Then I slept for about 2 or 3 hours. And then when I woke up, the first thing that I did, I grabbed my laptop just to check that everything is ready before I jumped into the shower. And then I still had like 2 or 3 hours before I could start my meeting. So my kind of stock taking was kind of off. This is not my normal routine. My normal routine, I wake up anything from 4, 5, 6. I jump into the shower, and then I start my day. Have my cereal. Yeah. So in this kind of little example that I just made about how my day went, it was off, guys. But here I am now. And I'm happy. I think I was successful because I did not drop the ball. I showed up, firstly. Secondly, I was on time. Thirdly, I was fully prepared. I presented everything that was expected from me. And I'm happy about that. So that's the thing about me. I don't drop the ball. Even if I inconvenience myself, even if I don't take the right decision just by deciding to hang out during the weekend rather than working, but I'm not going to drop the ball. Okay, so again, from this little scenario that I just mentioned, which wasn't even part of this video, it wasn't supposed to be part of this video, there's the issue of sleep. I do, in terms of taking stock of the time that we spend on a daily basis, sleep is my number one point, the first point I wanted to speak about. I know some of us sleep too much, some of us sleep too less. I think both is not good. We need to try and sleep adequate time. I'm not going to dictate about what is adequate time. For me, it's 7 to 8 hours every day, and I'm faithful to that. I do sleep for 7 to 8 hours every single day, and I'm happy and I'm proud. I wake up happy, I wake up fulfilled, I wake up relaxed, I wake up energized. That's me. But even like today, where I don't get to sleep for 7 to 8 hours, because of my decisions, I still wake up. I'm not a grumpy person. I'm not gonna be waking up and not even wanting to talk to people. I'm not that kind of a person. So sleep is good, sleep is healthy. If you sleep for enough hours, you don't only wake up feeling energized. It's good for emotional being, it's good for your psychological being, it's good for your physical being. I'm sure there are other extra added benefits of sleep, but sleep is important, and it's important to respect yourself and in giving yourself enough time to rest, because I mean, we do different kinds of work, but some people are even doing hard labor. So imagine doing hard labor and not even giving that body enough time to rest and to revitalize and to get new energy in order to be ready for the new day. So just in terms of taking stock of my time, sleep is a big thing. Sleep is important. And then I'll just quickly talk about workouts. I was gonna say some of us don't work out, but it's 2024. Sorry, I'm not in that category. Some of you guys do not work out. And it's not good for you not to work out. And when I talk about workouts, I don't mean like always actively going to gym. I'm not talking about having a gym membership. I'm not talking about going to a gym room. I'm not even talking about sometimes always like putting on your gym gear. But like, we know, again, the kind of work that we do is not the same. And also the kind of lifestyles that we lead. Some people, like, they walk to work and they'll walk long distances. And I would say for them, there is already a form of physical exercise which is adequate for them. They don't need to do more, particularly if they don't have enough time to exercise in the way that is fun, because walking to work maybe is not fun, but at least it does the job. But physical exercise is important, working out is important for the health. But the point I'm talking about is not to tell you to work out necessarily, but to count the stock of how you use your time, how you invest your time. Because how you use your time is where you put the value is where you put the value, yeah. Okay, so do you read? How much time do you spend each day just learning something new? Okay, so learning either for knowledge or learning for informational purposes. For example, a lot of the stuff that we learn on social media is mainly for informational purposes, and we benefit highly from that. But sometimes it's also for knowledge. Like some of us spend a lot of time on podcasts, just watching different podcasts. We learn. We target particular podcasts because we know we have a lot to learn in terms of knowledge. Knowledge consumption. And also when I talk about reading, I also refer to reading online and reading virtually, because there are many different easier ways of doing it now. Although some of us, we still believe in reading something that is written on paper, which is probably why we still believe in having a pen and a notepad where we take notes. Yeah. Some of us, we buy books. I'm that kind of person. I still buy books. I carry books. I read books. I love books. But people don't have to be buying books and reading books. But as long as people read, because that's where they attain more knowledge. And they become more conscious. They become more streetwise. They become more in touch. They become more conscious. There's just a lot of benefits. And then do you work? Do you work at all? And here I'm not talking about employment. I'm talking about work, just being productive in whatever that you do. And I'm not even going to differentiate at the state from the paid work and unpaid work, but I'm just asking, do you work? Are you productive in anything on a daily basis? If you do, great. If you don't, think about why are you not working, and when you do not work, then what do you do on a daily basis? And I am saying it again, I'm not talking about paid work, and I'm also not talking about employment. I'm talking about work. Because at least if you are active, not only physically but sometimes mentally or intellectually, if you are working, then I want to assume that you are then consciously producing something, which I want to believe is part of a bigger plan, part of a bigger goal, something that you want. You want something out of your work, out of your produce. Okay, so then I have a question. Do you dream? So how much time do you spend dreaming? How much time do you plan? How much time do you spend planning? And then I ask, no, I'm rushing because of time. Do you do good? Yes, no. What is good? I'm not here to dictate what is good, but do you do good? Are you intentional about doing good? Are you aware of the benefits of doing good? Okay. Then I'm asking, do you serve? Inkonzo of being at the service of other people. Again, I'm not here to say what or how or why you should serve. I'm just asking, do you serve? All I want to say is that great leaders are good at serving. I believe that great leaders are good servants, and don't even think about inferiorizing the concept of serving. Because for me, being a servant is like being a leader from below. So let's come back to the basics. How do you value your time? How do you use your time? Where do you invest your time? I would want to speak about relationships, but because that's a topic for another day. How much time do we invest in different types of relationships that we have? We will park that one. Maybe we'll talk about it in the next video. But after all these considerations, which is really a reflection of your life. I mean, I just picked on a couple of points which probably relates to my kind of lifestyle. But where do we go from here? The question remains, how do you use your time? How do you value your time? Do you spend time with yourself at all? And here I'm not even talking about these famous things called solo dates. And I'm not even talking about spending quiet time, which sometimes people refer to as being in a space of prayer. Maybe meditation you can call it, but depending on how you're doing your meditation. Because, yeah, some people, they go to prayer, they go to hang out with God, and they're not with themselves. Yes, they are with God. Yes, the maker, the creator, but they're not with themselves. So what I want to encourage is that you spend time with yourself, you confront your reality, you face your fears, you deal with your weaknesses, and you challenge yourself to win at all times. And I also want to challenge you to share this video with your friends and families and your loved ones and your acquaintances. Thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video.